is going on, young men between 18 and 29? I am the over 50 guy. Listen, I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning. I said I wanted to do a quick video. We're still talking about financial literacy. Interestingly enough, I just had a conversation with my 29-year-old son. You know, when I am talking to you guys, I am talking to you as if you are like sons. Because I have a son your age, right? And the same things that I am talking to him about, I'm talking to you guys about. So I thought that was kind of cool. Internet dad or online dad, I think the term was. So this morning, guys, I woke up with the idea of, and Robert Kiyosaki, the guy I told you about yesterday, who wrote the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and Cash Flow Quadrant. One of the main things that he emphasized in Rich Dad, Poor Dad was the ideal of assets and liabilities. Assets and liabilities. Now, he can explain it to you much more better than I can, and I definitely want you to get his book. But just this morning, I want to give you just a small idea of what is meant by that and how not having understanding of that cost me, when I was your age. A guy I listened to, Anton Daniels, Millionaire Morning Show, he talks about this all the time, how you have to look at things, men, from a business perspective. And the sooner you can start, and I understand you're just 20 or 18, but you want to get in the habit of looking at things from a business perspective, right? Most men at your age or young men at your age, you're looking at it from everything but. Looking at it from a feelings perspective or an emotional perspective or any other perspective other than a business perspective. And that's what you want to start doing early. And you want to make a habit of looking at things from a business perspective. And when it comes to money and finances, the best way to look at things from a business perspective is to look at them and ask yourself, is this an asset or is this a liability? And Kiyosaki talks about how the easiest way to determine that is simply assets puts money into your pockets and liabilities take money out of your pockets, right? Assets put money into your pockets, liabilities take money out. And if I just would have known that little bit when I was your age, there's a good chance I'd have a little bit more money in my pocket today. Because by and large, at your age, when I was your age, everything was liabilities. Nice clothes, the cars, chasing after women, that type of stuff. Everything we did back then, investing in liabilities, instead of building assets, right? Instead of building assets, we were throwing our money away on liabilities, on things that were actually taking money out of our pockets. I think back to, the really nice clothes that I had. Told you guys I was hired into a really good job at 23. And instead of building assets, right, things that would put money into my pockets, rental properties, stocks, savings. Remember what I was talking about yesterday, the interest or the different income streams? Investing in things that will put money in my pockets, assets, things that would give me capital gains, right? Things that I can invest in or buy for a certain price and then let it gain value and then sell it at a higher price and I brought it from. That's assets, guys. Again, rental properties, getting a property, fixing it up, having people move into it and pay me money every month. That's an asset. That is things that put money into your pockets. And that was the thing. We did the exact opposite when I was early 20s, in my 30s even. Everything was about trying to impress. So you had to go out and buy these clothes that gained no value. You had to go out and, buy the car with the rims and the sound system and all of this stuff that is taking money out of your pocket and not putting money into your pocket. And when I look back on it, guys, we were doing it for one reason and one reason only. And I ain't even got to tell you what that is. It was chicks. It was chicks and trying to impress people, right? So not looking at it from a business perspective, it pains me, young men. It pains me to think about all of the money that I just threw out the window. And if I would have took that same money and invested into assets, man, I'd be in a totally different place. Guys, I spent back in the day, $800 on shoes, $400 on sweaters, $200 on shirts, just ridiculous stuff. And it is because, guys, nobody told me, or I learned these things that I'm sharing with you just later in life. I didn't realize that at that age, if I would have looked at it like Anton talks about, if I would have looked at it from a business perspective instead of a child's perspective. Kid is the, I want to look good. I want to be fly. I want the girl. I want everybody to see me. I had a guy tell me years ago, man, that I would rather actually have money than to just look like I have money. And that's a lot of people that you're looking at today. A lot of your friends, a lot of people that you look up to, they may look like they have money. But if you we used to talk about it when I was younger. You see the guy at the club and he has the jewelry and the bling and he has all of this stuff, but you follow him to his house, if he even has one, and it's falling to the ground. So it is better, guys, to actually have money than to look like you have money. I can remember going to Vegas when I was younger, and the guy, that looks like almost a panhandler out in front of the casino. People that know him would be like, man, that guy's a multi-millionaire. Man, what do you mean he's a multi-millionaire? This guy looks like a bum. Right. That's why he's a multi-millionaire. He didn't look like he had money, but he actually had money. And that's the thing that I want to instill in you young men early on, that you have to start looking at things from a business perspective, and you have to focus on acquiring more assets than liabilities, right? Liabilities, again, things that take money out of your pocket, cars, clothes, women, dumb stuff like that. Those are liabilities. And you want to get in the habit now, young men, of looking at things like that, right? Again, at 18 years old, nobody cares the way they did when you was a child. You have to start caring about yourself enough to look at these things differently. So the sooner you start building assets for yourself, that's why the job is so important. The job is important so you can use those finances to start building your assets. But if you do what we did, you take the job, whether it's good or not, and you blow that money on liabilities, guys, you'll never get ahead. You'll never get ahead. So that is very important, those two terms. And like I said, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki explains it better than I ever can. So you need to get that book. But assets and liabilities, right? You want to build assets and stay away from liabilities. How do you build assets? You take the money that you earn, you take that money, you save it, and you invest that money into assets. You save that money for a rental property. You save that money and let it gain interest in a bank somewhere. That's building assets, right? And you start building assets at a young age now. And by the time you get to where I'm at, man, you'll be set. But if you just throw money away on liabilities, things that will take money out of your pocket, you're going to pay a cost for that, young man. You're going to pay a cost for that. You guys have an amazing day. If you have any questions or comments, I appreciate the comments, but any questions, put them in the comment section and we will address them. Okay? I am the Over 50 guy. We'll see you on the next one.